Let's scoot it up here, Goose.
Yeah, just keep going. Hey, Brett. Palm Bay Fire Chief. Transport.
Yes, yeah, we're about to do it.
What the air motor is.
In the back of my car, so I did a little bit.
Can I get your name or last name? I am Stacy. Hey. And who are you with?
30 from voicemail.
Thank you.
It's okay, that's all right. Today's my day off.
No way, really?
Number one. Sir, how do you just your name?
John.
Oh, stop.
Here. Thank you, sir. Thanks for being so cool.
Yeah, not a problem.
This is the sheriff again, Babcock Street.
Oh yeah. That's perfect.
He's a good guy, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't keep us close.
You guys need a little lip on this thing.
Yeah, I wish. But that was something I made with an extra piece of wood, man. Just a hole saw. That's the perfect size if you ever need to make a doorknob, by the way.
Hey, I got an idea.
I got my stand.
Yeah.
I always keep water shoes,
James
extra pair of clothes and thing. You ought to a pair of leggings or something.
James?
Yeah.
I guess I'd rather just do it once, huh?
Yeah, it's easier that way too,
Oh, you got it like that. Oh.
That'll work.
too, so.
That's why you're the fire chief.
I know, that's that guy.
Well,
What was your card though? What did it say?
Assistant.
Assistant. Oh.
No, I don't. That's the guy between us.
Capture card.
Hello, sir.
Good morning.
Good to see you again.
You as well. How are you?
Very well.
Good. Find you a hole.
Thank you.
Good morning. Gonna need you to meet up with us down in Palm Bay. Stuff like that. Got a double single file.
This is Babcock Street, breaking news. Hi there, it's Mike Hansen in Brevard County. How are you? Good. This is Backpack 3 breaking news. Room for you, sir. Thank you so much. Yeah, that'd be great. I can get it later. It's okay.
Yeah, brother, we've been waiting for a while. Can we get you going?
I'm set. Thank you.
All right, cool. We're ready. We're ready.
Good morning. Early this morning, just before 1 a.m., our crews received a 911 call for a structure fire in a nearby apartment complex in Station 1's primary. During the dispatch information, during their response, they received information that there was a family trapped inside the home and that there was very heavy fire involvement. When they arrived on scene, they did experience very heavy fire conditions. With the weather that we've been having over the last couple of nights, this was a challenging fire, is that it was what we call a wind-driven fire. When we start to open up the home, wind sort of influences the fire behavior, makes things a little bit difficult. The crews made an extremely aggressive push on the fire. They were able to contain the fire just to the initial singular fire unit. There are 7 attached units to this fire, and we're happy to report that there was no involvement of fire to any of those surrounding units. Unfortunately, during the fire, there was a report of a 10-year-old child who died during the fire. There was also a mother and another child at the age of 5 that were transported to Palm Bay Community Hospital, Holmes Regional Hospital with severe injuries from the fire. Later this morning, they were transferred over to Orlando Regional, and I was just informed that the 5-year-old child there has died because of the injuries sustained during the event. The fire marshal and the state fire marshal have both been here, and they are working on determination and cause of the fire. Because of the complexity of things, the fire is still under investigation from the state fire marshal.
Thank you. Looks like you guys did a really bang-up job at knocking this down. Can you explain the complexities of the common roof?
Yeah, sure. So the apartment complex behind me is adjoined by 8 other units. So each one of these units has 8 smaller occupancy units attached to it, and they do have a common roof or a common attic. So it's not out of the ordinary to see fires like this, of this complexity and this intensity, spread to nearby units, because they do share common construction. And luckily, our crews were in there, and they made a fantastic stop on this fire to keep anybody else from having injuries or damage to their apartments. As far as displacement goes, everybody that was near the fire is accounted for. Only one family was displaced, but they're staying nearby with family, and they have no other injuries or reported.
So approximately it was all 8 units are uninhabitable at the moment, right? And how many people approximately displaced?
They're saying about, there's just one adjacent from the fire unit, and they're just out right now just because they're without power, and crews did enter their home just to check for fire extension. So just for safety measures, they're away from their apartment right now.
When are they going to be able to return?
So the building department is here along with FP&L, and they're just doing their assessment and their survey to see when they can return to their homes and get power restored to those units.
And we see that they just put up something up, there's a red placard there that says uninhabitable. Would that be pertaining to the entire building, to that particular unit?
So to my knowledge, the building department's going to come here, and they're doing an inspection of each of the units, and they'll decide if it's safe for them to re-enter. It should be pretty easy for them since there was no fire involvement in any of those adjacent units. So hopefully they can return soon. I'm sure that placard there is just denoting that particular unit, the fire unit itself, is not to be entered.
I know this investigation has just started. Can you give us a sense on where this investigation is right now and the next several steps that you all will take?
Sure. So our fire marshal and the state fire marshal have both been on the scene to collect their data and do their investigation. And they're going to go back and crunch their numbers and look at what they have. Probably sit back through the information and the photos that they took so that they can have a pretty good determination of the cause of this fire. So they're very good at their job. We'll let them do what they need to do. It shouldn't take too long before they have some sort of conclusion.
Sean, a lot of people in this community, residents, have been coming out since we've been here early this morning. Some of them even knowing the family that's been impacted. Obviously, this is a tragedy. 2 kids, their lives lost. What's just your message overall for the residents here?
Yeah, it's, I mean, even on a really, really cold morning like this, everybody's sort of pouring out of their homes right now. And I think they're sort of vested in to see what's going on with the family. Not because they want to know, but I really do feel like they have a genuine and emotional interest to what's going on here in their community. So it's great that they're coming out here and they want to show support, even if it's small in nature. Everybody's sort of rallying around each other because this is a tragedy, for this community and this development. So, yeah, it's good to see it at such a low point that people are still coming out here to try to do the right thing.
What agencies are all taking part in this?
So, Palm Bay Fire Rescue, Palm Bay Police Department. We did receive some assistance from Melbourne Fire Department, Malabar Fire Department, and Brevard County Fire Rescue during the complexity and the sort of the high points during this event.
Excellent. Is there any, warm weather tips? Because it seems like we're not quite done with our cold snap. If you want to.
Yeah, hopefully 1 or 2 more nights of this, and we'll get back to some normal Florida weather. If people are going to stay warm, and we expect them to, do some good common sense thinking. If you're using space heaters or any sort of open flame, we never want to see any more tragedy just because people are trying to stay warm. If you're going to use a space heater, if you are going to use an open flame, just make sure you monitor it, you observe it, and, make sure we're just kind of doing the right thing so we don't have any more accidents. So,
Anything we missed that you want to get out?
I think that's going to be it.
John, did you mention who called 911?
Spelling, please. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Ringleb. First name John, John. Unknown. There are some reports coming in that there was an additional teenage child that was in the home at the time, and we believe that he or she may have been the one that actually called 911. I am told that 15-year-old child is safe with family elsewhere, but the origin of that first 911 call, I'm not 100% sure about.
And just to be clear, cold weather may have been a factor here.
It wouldn't be out of the realm of impossible, sure, because, people are trying to find alternative ways to stay warm. So if they're using space heaters or any type of open flame, sure, that could always be a consideration, when investigating these fires.
Do you think there will be an update later today?
If there is, I'll be sure to give you guys a call. The state fire marshal, he's a busy guy. So, whenever he has the opportunity to get this taken care of, I'm sure we'll be the first ones to know.
Will you have grief counselors for your team?
Yeah, so we've already reached out to our crews that responded to this event. We do have an active peer support team within our department. We have already made contact with those people that were on this call. Our supervisors, our immediate supervisors for those crews are in contact with them should they need anything further.
And there were no other injuries outside of the family?
There was one reported fire department injury. It was very minor. It did not require any treatment or transport.
John, I'm a little late to the game. Do you mind just giving me a recap?
Just before 1 o'clock this morning, crews received phone calls, 911 calls, that there was an apartment fire with a family entrapped inside the home. When they got here, heavy fire involvement. Crews made a pretty aggressive push inside. There was a 5-year-old fatality, a 10-year-old fatality, and a 32-year-old adult, we're assuming, which is a mom or parent. She was transported critically to the hospital. She's at Orlando Regional right now in critical condition. And there was a 15-year-old child that escaped without any injuries. Super aggressive fire because of the wind conditions. Windy conditions like this, they help the fire spread, they help the fire grow. Very fortunate that our crews work so quickly. There are 70 units attached to this fire unit here. They share a common roof. So they were able to get inside and make a really quick stop on this fire to keep the other units unaffected from the event.
Any initial cause of the fire?
Again, State Fire Marshal has been here and gathered their data, and they'll put something out soon, but it's under investigation right now. So,
Thanks.
Absolutely.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely.
You can answer my text now.
You're in a line of about 80
I
of
know
them.
that. I'm kidding.